home watching YouTube videos and internet and stuff like that, and then bringing it to creative and saying, hey, you think we should give this person a chance to come in and and train in front of us, instead of actually going there and seeing it with their own eyes.
Well, also, they don't have to, though.
They don't have to, but not every promoter is going to send a video of their guy and say, here, I want you to come to my promotion and take a look at this guy. He's an up-and-coming star. And not every promotion has video. And why should, an absolute stud, whether male or female, be penalized because their promotion owner is either too cheap or doesn't want to record the shows? Get somebody down there to look at it with their own two eyes. Record it yourself.
But also, we look at WWE as the be all end all, but talking about Joey Janela, we will never see Joey Janela better than in a place like Hog or a place like JCW, because if he got signed, he would be toned down, right? So we see on the indies, we see wrestling at its most pure, or talent at its most pure.
Right.
And so we shouldn't look at WWE as the holy grail. I think we gotta start looking at indies as major companies. I mean, but then the companies themselves, do themselves in. Like Joey and I were just talking about Ring of Honor before we called in, and about how they have really taken a step down and don't make themselves an important place in wrestling.
I mean, what was I gonna say to you? Here's the thing: you spoke about scouting, and I feel like it is up to the wrestler to get noticed himself. Like if you look at all the recent indie guys they've signed, from let's say Bryan, Generico, to Rollins, Ambrose, these guys have all blown up on the indies. And soon enough, Joey Janela is going to blow up on the indies at Too Hot Steve Scott and Matt McIntosh, and then that's how they're going to get noticed, when they blow up. And then at that point, it's going to be either they want them or they don't. There are guys that they just don't want, and they're guys that they're going to like, oh, we want him.
No, in a perfect world, it would be easy for Joey Janela to do his thing and get a phone call from somebody somewhere saying come wrestle for us in front of this person. I know Ricky O from JCW has a lot of connections within the WWE, but if he wasn't with JCW, would he have that same opportunity to be noticed? It just, and when is enough of enough with Joey Janela? I mean, you've seen him wrestle. The guy puts his body on the line every single match, does stuff that you leave scratching your head saying, how does this guy do this for $40 a night? And when's enough going to be enough to his body, where his body might not even be able to do anything by the time his name is called?
That's just the sad part of wrestling, though, at the end of the day. Unfortunately, Joey Janela will probably never get signed, as much as I don't want to say that, because he doesn't have what they want, unless he really blows up on the indies. And to a certain extent, it's just a one-sided pony, where it is going to be, who do they want? They want Uhaa Nation. They went and got Uhaa Nation. They're going to go against who they want. And it's not so much about talent anymore.
Right. Right. They're going for specific looks and specific.
If you're really big on the indies and they want you, it's just not who they want at the end of the day. It's a one-way street. There's no two-way. There's no indie worker going to get in the door.
I just feel such a large talent pool it's just wasted, and maybe I'm jaded a little because I got to see a lot in the state of New Jersey, where there is an absolute ton of independent wrestling promotions, and and then Warriors of Wrestling in Staten Island, which is 20 minutes over the bridge. And, maybe I get spoiled, when you got other small towns in like Mississippi that has one promotion for 150 miles. I mean, it just, I just feel that I've seen enough in the last 2 years to say, how is this guy still here? How is this guy hasn't moved up to a higher level or a larger company, or at least on TV? I mean, something. I don't know. I'm sure you guys probably have the same. When you're watching certain wrestlers, you're like, how's this guy still wrestling for $40 a night?
It's sad, but unfortunately, those are the realities that you that's when you get into the business, you know that you're facing that. Not everyone does get signed. Not everyone makes it. Many people don't make it when they do make it. And so, I mean, you're facing that reality. If you're not going to be a professional wrestler, you're going to have to work the day job. And, I think also, at least people know if they're going to get signed or not. Like, you can't be like, fat and think you're going to, get signed. I'm sure Joey Janela knows he's not getting signed, or Matthew Scott knows he's not getting signed, unfortunately.
He's got one of the best gimmicks going.
I agree. And also my favorite wrestler. My favorite wrestler that I've never met, I have to meet him just to say I love your gimmick.
It's a stolen gimmick. Like people have been copying his gimmick. Like they're the selfie guy, but no.
He lives the gimmick too.
Right, he does.
He lives it, and he plays it up more, which is great. He does everything with social media perfectly, just like Joey Janela. They're self-made guys.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's exactly what I called them a couple weeks ago. I said they're probably two of the biggest self-made, self-promoted independent wrestlers in the past 5 years, those two. And it's, to their hard work and dedication that, they're able to perform at a high level every night, sometimes 3 times a weekend. And, I'm happy that I got to see them multiple times a week, multiple times a month. Like I said, I'm spoiled. So other people just get to see them on YouTube or read about them on Facebook or Twitter and stuff like that. We get to see them live, and to me, it's a joy watching these guys work. I mean, I'm not all about the big muscle bound, like Hercules looking guys, and back in the '80s, yeah. But I feel like now independent wrestling it should be the future of professional wrestling on TV. The smaller, quicker, more agile, more technical type wrestlers. But I don't think that's going to happen until Vince McMahon is completely hands-free of the WWE.
But also, it's hard to watch the same kind of match over and over and over on a show. So you do need that variety. You do need those big guys. You do need the smaller guys. You need guys who aren't flyers, who are ground guys or stiff guys. It has to be a variety to stand out.
Yeah, no, I like variety. Don't get me wrong, I like variety. I mean, that's why I kind of feel like the '80s was the best era of wrestling, is because you knew within that year, you knew the guys that were going to be focused around the heavyweight championship run, and it wasn't going to be 190 pound, 220 pound guy. It was going to be that 250 plus, 300 pound plus guy that was going to be the focal point around the heavyweight championship. They had the Intercontinental Championship. That was the belt for the next stage down. That was the stepping stone towards the heavyweight championship. And then they started adding Cruiserweight and USA and they, all these other belts that meant nothing. But now the titles in WWE don't mean squat. I mean, I felt Brock Lesnar legitimized the title, let it have meaning for the months that he had it. Now, I don't know if Seth Rollins is going to be able to carry that torch and keep that belt from being just a prop or actually having credibility.
Yeah, but you can't blame it on guys. You can't blame it on the guys who hold the title. You have to blame it on booking, right?
Yeah.
Wade Barrett is an incredible talent, right? He's not booked to be a meaningful Intercontinental Champion, right? Bryan Danielson just won the title, Daniel Bryan, and then he lost clean on SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
So they're not booked to make anything look strong. They're booked as jokes, and it reflects. But I don't know if newer fans, let kids think of the belt as something meaningful. But because we're older and we remember the time when things were booked well, when titles did mean things, that it bothers us. But titles are just props right now. They're not used as anything else. They're not used in a way that creates meaning or excitement.
I agree. I mean, throughout the whole 70s and 80s, the guys would win titles and they were like legitimately like thanking everybody for the opportunity to hold that title and be recognized as that company's champion, preempted or not. I mean, it was an honor. Now it's now it's kind of like, all right, great, they made me the champion. It's only downhill from here.
the only title in the United States that means anything is the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. Because Jay Lethal's held it for over a year, and he's gotten that title over, and that title's gotten him over, and it works, right? He's done everything he could to retain that title. So that means something. Any other title in the U.S., I don't think really means anything right now.
I think the NWA Women's title is gaining momentum.
Well, Casey Carlisle held it.
What happened?
That's because Casey Carlisle held it for a good period of time.
The NWA one?
Yeah.
Yeah, she had it for a little while. I think currently right now it's Santana Garrett.
Yeah, she's really big right now.
Yeah, she's currently holding it. She beat Barbie Hayden for the title.
She just won the Shimmer title this weekend off of Mia Yim.
Yep, I did see that as well. And Casey Carlisle just won a championship as well. So, yeah, I mean, look, I'd rather watch female wrestling. Be honest with you, but WWE doesn't give us that option of good WWE women's wrestling. So to have them, come locally, I really enjoy it. That's why I'm like, I keep telling Chris Levin, I'm like, you guys got to have more than like once every 3 months. I'm like, come on, once a month, let's go, get on the bandwagon here.
Well, it's hard. It's hard.
I mean,
he promotes like crazy. He's the best promoter of a small company, I think. Chris Levin, the first couple of Valkyrie shows, really, he just works so hard in getting the word out.
Yeah.
And whatever it is, maybe it's time or maybe it's the places he chooses. He's just not filling up those crowds. But we went to 5 Valkyrie shows, and all of them have had just incredible talent and just well booked. And I'm looking forward to the next one.
I am as
well. It's July on a Thursday night.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand.
I mean, well, let's be honest. It's cheaper for the building,
Yeah, but if you're having trouble filling the building on a Friday or Saturday, what makes you think it's going to be easy to on a school night?
I begged him. I love him. I begged him. I said, please run in Brooklyn. I said, me and Danny will be your advertising for you. We will pay for the entire neighborhood, and you'll get people in Brooklyn.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a method to his madness. I'm sure there's a reason why he's doing it.
When are you going to come to Brooklyn and watch some wrestling?
Yeah. What happened?
When are you going to come to Brooklyn to watch some wrestling?
When am I going to come to Brooklyn? Oh, man, I hate Brooklyn.
Oh, wow.
I go there and I start grinding my teeth and I want to get out and, like, kick everybody. I don't know. I like people just don't know how to drive in that borough. They sure as hell can't park, that's for sure.
Well, you haven't seen Joey drive, so.
We're just trying to get Kevin Nesta to watch some wrestling in Brooklyn. There's some good stuff going on in Brooklyn. I'm
going to have to get out there, but you know what? I'll probably have someone else drive.
I hate to plug this, but if you'd like, April, this Friday night is going to be an incredible show, 10 minutes from my house. The main event is JT Dunn versus Paul London.
Okay.
I mean, Mikhail Pound is going to be there, Trevor Lee, Danny, who else? Anything right?
The guy who just got released, CJ Parker, is he challenging Papa Dunn for the title?
Oh, that makes no sense.
CJ Parker.
I don't know. That makes zero sense why he just got released as challenging Papa for the title.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to get out there. I mean, it's one great benefit of when you go to Brooklyn is the food is awesome. I'm born and raised in Staten Island. I appreciate New York, especially the 5 boroughs of food, bagels, pizza, the water, you name it. Now
so we can go out to eat, and we can review the food we eat after. You'll be on the snob.
We'll be food snobs.
We'll be food snobs. We're gonna branch out. We're gonna review everything.
Are you guys gonna do another a live show from the diner?
Yeah, absolutely. You're fine. Well done.
I definitely have to be on that. I definitely want to do a live show from the corner booth at some diner, the Americana.
We just got back from 5 Wrestling. We'll just talk about the food, and that'll be the entire show. Don't say a word about the wrestling show.
Yeah, the wrestling. This matzo ball soup is spectacular.
I don't know you're talking about matzo ball soup. Oh,